Hello friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the recent Karnataka state government's decision to give a priority for Kannadigas in private sector jobs. So the current affair is that the Karnataka cabinet has recently decided to introduce Sarojini Mahishi committee recommendations in order to give 100% reservation for Kannadigas in Group C and Group D jobs in the private establishments. So this was passed recently by the Karnataka cabinet and we will look into this issue in detail in this lecture. But before we continue, this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC, bank courses, UPSC Civil Services, various state PSCs, UPSC optional courses, NABARD examination, RBI grade B for various competitive examinations and also for various professional courses. You can find more details on our website www.studyiq.com or you can make a call to any of these numbers for more information. And there is also an ongoing month-end sale which will fetch you 60% flat discount on all pen drive courses. You can visit our website for more details or you can make a call for more details. And this offer is valid till 28th of February 2019. Now, continuing with our discussion on Karnataka government's decision to provide 100% reservation for Kannadigas in the Group C and Group D jobs in private establishments. As we have discussed in the beginning, this is based on a committee recommendation and the committee is Sarojini Mahishi committee which submitted its report way back in 1986. So we will look into the recommendations of the committee. The Sarojini Mahishi Committee report of 1986 recommended job reservations for Kannadigas, that is, those people who reside and who are originally from the state of Karnataka in government jobs, public sector units and also in the private sector. So the recommendation was for both public sector jobs, public sector undertakings and also for the private sector jobs. And the report recommended that all the jobs in the private sector except senior or skilled positions must be reserved for Kannadigas. So this was the major recommendation of this committee and there were also other recommendations which included that minimum 80% of reservation must be given to Kannadigas for Group B. So 100% reservation in case of Group C and D. Now 80% reservation in case of Group B jobs and also a minimum of 65% of the reservations in Group A jobs. So following these recommendations, there were widespread criticisms that these recommendations violate Article 19 which is a fundamental right under the Constitution of India. So considering this fact that it would violate the fundamental rights under Article 19 of Indian Constitution, this recommendation had not received any legal backing so far and therefore it was not enforced. But a priority was given to Kannadigas in providing jobs or employment in the state of Karnataka. Now it has got a legal backing or it has been approved by the Karnataka state cabinet that reservations would be provided to Kannadigas in private sector employment. So now we will look into the details of this decision. Now let us understand how is the term Kannadiga defined. So there should be a definition who will be eligible. So Kannadigas are generally eligible, so there should be a proper definition for the term Kannadiga. So according to the report, a Kannadiga is not just someone who has lived in the state of Karnataka for 15 years. So one eligibility is 15 years of residence in Karnataka plus who can speak, write and read Kannada reasonably well. So this is the eligibility criteria. So 15 years of residence plus speaking, writing and reading in Kannada is a must. Now second one, coming to Group C and D. So what are this Group C and D jobs? 100% reservation is provided for Group C and D jobs. So what is this Group C and D jobs? According to the central government, Group C jobs include that of non-supervisory roles. So this will include clerical posts, stenographers, typists, telephone operators, etc. And Group D jobs include manual workers like the peons, sweepers, watchman, etc. So this is group C and group D job. Now, which all employers have to adhere to this rules of the Karnataka government? Those establishments which are set up in the state of Karnataka, especially those establishments which receives either direct or indirect subsidy or any kind of benefit from the government, will have to adhere to this rule. So this benefits received by the government can be in terms of industrial concessions or tax concessions or land tax rebate or any kind of energy rebate or any policy incentives, etc. So if the establishment gets any type of direct or indirect benefit from the state government of Karnataka, it has to adhere to the rules of the government. And certain exemptions are also made by the government. Information technology, that is IT based industries, biotechnology based industries, etc., that demand technical knowledge or technical expertise are exempted from this change. So we know that Bangalore is the electronic city of India. It is also called the Silicon Valley of India. So there are many IT based industries, and these industries or companies hire employees from different parts of the country and also from other countries of the world. So such type of IT or biotechnology based industries are exempted from this rule. And for this purpose, amendments would be made in regard to Karnataka Industrial Employment Standing Orders Rule of 1961. So this would be amended in order to incorporate these changes. Now, with regard to dealing with the complaints, those applicants who have been wrongfully denied a job, now they can register their complaint to the Deputy Commissioner of the district, that is DC, complaining about the company. And if the charges are proved, the DC, that is the Deputy Commissioner, can issue a notice to the company. And once this notice is issued by the DC to the company, the government can revoke certain incentives or facilities that is given to the company. So action will be taken from the part of government if the rules are not adhered to. Now let us understand what is the rationale of the state government in making these changes or the amendments. The first one is the consideration of contribution by the residents of Karnataka. So when a private company establishes its company or its firm in the state of Karnataka, the residents would have contributed in the form of land or in the form of resources. They must have also helped the company to set up the infrastructure. So the contribution given by the residents of the state needs to be considered. So the state government felt that it is fair to make reservations for the people of the state. That is the first reason. Second one is the government's plan to increase the employment generation within the residents. So government felt that Kannadigas would gain employment in unskilled jobs in the state with this reservation. This is especially because the business owners would prefer to hire migrant workers in order to do certain kind of unskilled labor. So this migrant workers needs to be paid lesser than the resident workers. So this has turned the preference of the employers towards migrant workers. So the native residents are not getting enough job opportunities in unskilled work. So this was the second rationale. And the third reason was that the regional share received by the Karnataka state by the Finance Commission was lesser compared to other states. If you observe, the southern states are considered to be more prosperous, and accordingly the Finance Commission allocates lesser money or lesser portion to the states in the southern region or the prosperous states. On the contrary, the northern states, the northeastern states, etc., receive more money from the Finance Commission. So Karnataka state is considered to be a industrial or highly developed state and prosperous state, and because of this the state share from the Finance Commission is less. And with this lesser resources, the state has to manage the migrant population in the state, take care of the developmental activities, etc. So that was another rationale why the government decided to provide a reservation for Kannadigas. Now let us also understand what are the concerns with the decision of the Karnataka state government. So first thing to be understood is that Karnataka's workforce is comprised of more migrants than native residents. So the migrant population in the state of Karnataka is very high due to its rate of industrialization and also due to the job opportunities the state provides. So the migrant workers in the state would be in a crisis. Secondly, there will also be a supply crisis in the state. That means when there is a rule that the private companies, especially in unskilled work, has to employ Kannadigas, this will create a supply crisis. So this can impact the productivity of the companies and finally the output of the companies. And thirdly, this will also destroy the freedom of the business in order to employ a workforce of their choice. So this would impact the ease of doing business in the state of Karnataka, and with this it can also impact the ease of doing business of the country itself. So the choice of the employer is harmed with this decision. And the main concern here is that such policies that creates reservation for Kannadigas or any group of people in a particular state, this does not address the fundamental structural issues. The fundamental or the structural issue in the country is lack of job creation. So this is not addressed. So without addressing the fundamental issue, working on the periphery will not be a long-term solution. So these are the concerns associated with the recent decision of the Karnataka state government, and you can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and for any queries you can get in touch with me on my Facebook page or you can email me at joycey.studiiq@gmail.com. Thank you.